All right, here we have pre-algebra classwork 161, homework 162. Here's the assignment. Feel free to pause the video right now and write it down. All right, today's class is a continuation of yesterday's class. Probably you could go ahead and get a new paper open. We are 2/17/16. Our objective is still to solve problems involving simple interest. All right, I want to go over your homework really quick from last night. Just run through. If you email me questions, I can give you a more specific rundown of the problem. Number 1, we had 1 through 12, right? Yeah. Yeah. Number 1, you should have had 8 for 1 year, 24 for 3 years, and 4 for 6 months. Number 2, you should have 24, 72, and 12. Number 3, 500, 1500, 250. Number 4, 20, 60, 10. Number 5, 90, 270, 45. Number 6, $8.40. $25.20 and $4.20. Number 7, you should have set up a little equation and you would have solved for the rate, which should be 10%. Number 8, same thing, solve for the rate, which was 5%. Number 9, same thing, you're looking for the time. So 2 years. Number 10, sorry, that was number 9. Number 10 should be 9 months. You probably would have gotten a fraction of 3/4 or 9/12 when you solved for that. And that is 9 months because it's based on an annual length of time. Number 11 should have had, again, find the total amount that must be repaid. So you would have found your interest and then added it to the principal. So if you got 60, that's the interest. What you should have done is added then 60 to your $200, and your answer should be 260. Number 12, you should have found the interest, multiplied it by 3, and then added it to your 600. So if you got 162, you needed to add that to the 600. Hope that makes sense. If not, just rewind the video and listen to these answers again, or send me an email and I can help you, or I can have a phone call with you. Just give me a call. Today's kind of a practice day. Go ahead and open up your books to page 264. We're going to work through a few of these odds, and then I'm just going to send you on your way. This is great math to do with your parents, because this is something as an adult you work with when you're paying your bills, when you're taking out a loan, when you're buying a car, when you are looking at your credit card, any of those. So what I want to go ahead and do is review this equation. So we have classwork 161. We had this equation yesterday that interest is equal to the principal times the rate times the time. So let's go ahead. We're going to work through a few of these odds on page 264. We're going to go up just to a couple of them and see how we do. So let's go ahead and start with number 1. It says find the simple interest on each loan and the total amount to be repaid. So you have to repay. When you repay something, you take the principal amount and then add the interest to it. It's like the example we did yesterday. You know, you borrow $50 from your brother and then you repay him that $50, but with that additional amount on top. So what will your repayment of your loan be? So let's just go ahead. We'll start simple. We'll start at number 1. I'm on page 264. I guess I don't need to talk this loud. Number 1. It says that you find the simple interest on each loan and the amount to be repaid. We have the principal amount is $12.80, and my rate is 15%. Remember to change that to a decimal. And my time is 2 years. So, by all means, you can use a calculator on this. You could also do it by hand if you want to. So, go ahead and calculate this. And you should get 384. Okay, this is your interest. All right. Now, how are you going to find your repayment amount? You're going to add 1280 and 384. So we've got 4, we've got 16, we've got 6, and we've got 1. So 1,664 is the amount that you would repay if you took out a loan with these stipulations, I guess, with this interest rate for 2 years. I hope that makes sense. Not so bad. All right, let's go ahead and look at number 3. Number 3 throws in there 6 months. But you're super smart, and so you're thinking, how am I going to represent 6 months in terms of a year?
A fraction.
What kind of fraction? 6 months is how much of a year?
Half.
Half. All right, so we've got, this is number 3. 2760 is my principal amount times my 18% for 1 year and 6 months. So if I have 1 year, which is 12 months, and 6 over 12, should we do that? No, that wouldn't work. We've got 1 year. Let's think, how are we going to do this? 1 year. So we have 12 months and then a half. How should our fraction look? What do you think? We have 12 months, which is 1. All right, help me out, people. So we want to represent 1.5. So maybe we just have 1.5. I think that should work. Times 1.5. Let's see if that works. So go ahead and crunch that number. So we have, what do we have? 2760 times 0.18 times 1.5 is 700, 745 and 20 cents. Now, in order to find my repayment, I have 2760, add it all, so I have my 20 cents, 3,505 and 20 cents. Make sense? All right. Let's go ahead and skip down to, I think these are fine. I think you'll be fine. Number 5 and number 5, be really careful when you're doing that interest rate. 7.5, you'd move your decimal 2 times, so you have 0 or 0.075 as your interest rate. Let's go ahead and look at number 9. Number 9 says find the annual rate of interest for each loan. So we're going to be solving for this. So they're going to tell us all the information except for that. Make sense? All right, so we've got 4,360 for 2 years, 6 months, so 2.5. Simple interest is equal to 1526. So my interest is 1,526. It's equal, my principal is 4,360. Does that make sense where my numbers have all gone? I don't know the rate, but I know my time is 2.5 years. So we'll let it be 2.5. All right? So now we're just going to solve the equation for R. So we have 4,360 times 2.5 is equal to 10,900 times the rate. Set it equal here. Divide both sides by 10,900. And this is good because we want to be dividing by a large number because we want a percentage. We want a decimal. We don't want a whole number here. So this is good if you're thinking ahead to what this is going to have. So we have 5,026 divided by 10,900 and we get 14. So R is equal to 0.14. How do I write that as a percent, as an actual rate? I'm going to move my decimal. So I have a 14% interest rate. You okay with that? That's what you would do. Let's look down at let's do number 13. Because number 12 has 9 months. Actually, let's do number 13 because, no, let's do number 11. Number 11 gives us something. We're going to have to do one more step on number 11. Okay, so go ahead and read number 11 right now while I'm writing it on the board. Number 11 says, you have $2,600 for 4 years. The total to be repaid is $3,484. Let's go ahead and look at this. How do I figure out from my repayment amount what my simple interest is? What do you think? They give me this. They give me that my principal is equal to 2,600. Okay? I have my time is 4 years. They tell me that my repayment amount is $3,484. My repayment amount is my principal plus my interest. So if I do what, how am I going to figure out my interest? No? All right, I'm going to subtract my principal amount to figure out the total interest, the simple interest that I paid. So 4 minus 0 is 4, 8 minus 0 is 8, carry 14, 8. So 884 is my simple interest. All I did was look back here. You need to rewind that and see what we did. Go right ahead. So my interest is equal to 884. Make sense? So now I'm going to put it in here and I'm going to solve for whatever the missing piece is, which is the rate. So you just have to do one more step. So I have my interest is 884 equal to my principal of 2,600. My time is 4 times my rate, which is my unknown. So I had 26 times 4. 25 times 4 would be 100. So 26 times 4 is 104 with 2 zeros. 104 with 2 zeros at the end. Check my math. Bless you. Divide both sides. And what do we get? We have 884 divided by, so we have 8.5%, hopefully. Yeah. All right, so R is equal to 0.085. Move my decimal, which is equal to 8.5%. So it's not bad. It's really not bad at all. This is good stuff for you to be doing at home by yourself. last one we're going to do together this morning is number 15. And then your homework is just the evens, I think. Yeah, the evens. So you should be good. And then I hope everybody has their maintenance. Let's do number 15 together. On number 15, it gives us, we're looking for the length of time of each loan. So we have our simple interest. Our interest is $510.25. My principal is $78.50. My rate is 6.5%, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that in decimal form right now. And I'm looking for my time. That's what I'm looking for. All right, so let's go ahead and balance this equation. 78.50 times 0.065 is 510.25. Uh-oh, looks like that. So all I did was multiply these together and I got that. Don't let this confuse you. All right, divide both sides by 510.25. And I get t is equal to 1. All right, what does t equal? What does this 1 mean?
10%.
It's not 10%. What does t mean in my equation? Time.
Year.
So it's 1 year. So this was a time span of 1 year. Simple, simple, simple number, but kind of could be confusing. You're like, 1, what does 1 mean? All right, so you're set. If you are looking ahead at tomorrow, we are going to be doing the problems tomorrow here. So, yeah, we're doing the problems tomorrow. If you would like a little extra practice with this, you can go ahead and go up through 22. I'm reading it right now. You're doing the same thing that we did today, solving for different pieces of this interest equation. So again, here is the detail of this video, and I hope you have a great afternoon.